Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Today we will start with the market-driven pricing model. We have the cost-driven pricing model and this one, the market-driven pricing model. These are two valuable models that talk about how we can value our products and services and try to price them properly in the market. So when we talk about the market-driven pricing model, we talk about some models guide us to have the price suitable for the market in a point of view from the market itself. What do we have in the market? We have competitors, we have suppliers, we have discount, we have cash, we have quantity, we have guidelines of what is in the market. So we are taking the market conditions or variables as input when we are pricing our commodities, when we are delivering the prices for our services. This is how do companies think about pricing their goods. In other words, if I'm starting a new business or I'm thinking about starting a new commodity or new service in the market, I need to exactly understand what is the suitable price for the market, and I go back to my book, my homework, in order to say that, is it the suitable price or should we make other modifications? So here we start with the market-driven pricing model. This is our lecture. It will talk about multiple conditions, multiple variables, multiple elements, and we have them in details in the book. We start with what? We start with what we say it's a price volume model. This talks about the volume. When we say what is the suitable volume that makes our prices good enough in order to generate the suitable revenue, so the volume is the indicator for the guidelines of our pricing. Another one talks about the market share. The market share model. So what is the suitable price is according to what is the suitable market share inside the market. We want to have this niche. This is our target in the market. So what is the suitable price that leads us to reach this target of people or target of organizations, customers? A third element that we will talk about is the market skimming model. The skim itself, when we talk about the milk, you want to heat the milk and try to set the fire away. You will see that the milk will have a small, tiny surface. This is butter. So this is what we say it's skimming, taking the butter out of the milk. So this is the most valuable thing from the milk. The same thing happens in the market. When we say skimming, it means we are trying to take the most valuable customers who are willing to pay a lot of money for the product. So when we say the fruits are very high in price, so a certain number of people will purchase it. So this is what we say the skimming of the market. We will understand more these words when we take the examples in the book. We have the revenue pricing model. our efforts are concentrated on the cost. Yes. And what happens with the revenue, it's not that much concern to us, as the cost matters to us. So when we say the revenue pricing model, it means we are reaching to cover the operating cost. And what is the rest is the revenue what we thinking of. So the most valuable efforts is to take care about how we can cover our operating cost. Another model that talks about promotional model. Promotional model, it means we do some campaigns. So we would like to make modifications with our regular prices in order to catch as much from the sales as we can. We want to sell more, so we need to make some promotional decrease in the prices. Or we can give some gifts. Buy two, you get the three, one is for free. Another model talks about the competition model. This talks about what is happening with the prices inside the market among other competitors. So we have other private sector organizations selling the same commodities nearly, or the same services are presented. So what are their prices? We need to go along with their prices, but take care about the same regular quality. It means when I'm comparing the prices of Jaguar cars, for example, they are not compared with Chinese cars, but we can compare them with, for example, Volkswagen or say Audi. So we talk about the same quality with nearly same prices. But when you move to the Chinese organizations or car producers, you need to think about other car in the same quality. You think about the poor quality in Korean cars, for example, or a suitable other Chinese producers. So they are in the same quality, so on the same average, so we think about the same prices. Another model we have here is the cash discount. The cash discount, it's a very simple one. You need to give some discounts on the prices because of the cash payment. When we say volume payment, volume purchase gives us other discount or special prices. Yes, we have special prices for people who pays in cash. And finally, we have the producer price index model. Here we have the cash discount model. The same word, its model goes along with any of these variables. So we have the producer price index model. The producer themselves, when we talk about some certain elements, certain products such as steel or cement, so when we are purchasing from steel companies and selling the steel after doing some certain modifications or simple modifications, still the component contains steel. It means the most valuable thing is the producer price. The most valuable cost is the producer price, because we are not making that much of modifications on the product. So still, while we purchase it, because of steel, because it's the large amount is the component itself. So when we are resell it again, we need to not make that much increase or decrease in the price, because nearly the markets are settled in the market according to the producer index. Let's start to see the details in the book. We have multiple variables. We need some time in this lecture. Please stay with us. Don't go away. Let's start. Here we have the market-driven pricing model. As we say, we have multiple models, rely heavily on the market conditions. So when we think about the supplier market, the supplier prices, the competitors, the discount on the volume, the discount because of the cash payment, think about the campaigns. We have multiple models here. Let's start one by one. Starting with the price volume model. What a price volume model means, when we think about the combination of unit price and number of sales that maximizes its profits. It means how much is the price relies heavily of how many items we can sell. The more items we can sell, it means the best price we are reaching. So when we are lowering the unit price, we know that a lot of sales will take place. On the other side, if the high volume of these sales happens, this means we are covering our cost and making some kind of profits. So what is the average profit we are looking for plus the high volume of sales? It means try to lower the price as much as we can. So this is a simple idea of you can lower the price and sell more. Examples of this model appears when the suppliers offer price discounts for larger orders. Yes, purchase 1,000 quantity, you'll have this price. But you purchase 10,000 or 100,000 of this quantity, you will take another discount or have a special price for larger quantities. Same what happens with the price of the commodities. Think about the shipment. Other cost will decrease because of the large quantities. Another thing, major benefit of reducing the supplier base by lowering the prices, because of the suppliers, they have ability to work with big suppliers. As companies, can work with big suppliers, have big quantities, so we have smaller discounts or lower prices than the others, so we can compete in the market. This means lowering our cost. This means we can control our cost items, and we can overlook and make sure that our costs are reasonable, so we can compete on the market because of the support of the suppliers' discount of prices. Model number 2, talk about the market share model. Here, when we want to think about the market share obtained, we need to think about when we are dealing with the suppliers, or the supplier themselves would like to have a certain market share among other suppliers. So they are reaching this by having certain price that makes them reach this market share. For example, some suppliers would like to have lower market share. So they are increasing the prices because they want to keep their image. Yes, this happens with an interview with a BMW manufacturer. They say, we as suppliers of BMW cars, for other agents, we would like to keep our percentage of market share at a certain amount, which is 40,000 cars a year. We don't want to increase this market share because of what? We want to keep the image of the BMW car as a certain point of view. So we are limiting our prices and limiting our production and limiting our market share at this stage. So this is a strategy for the company. They are willing to accept lower profits sometimes, other suppliers, because they want to have a very big market share. They want to attract other customers or other dealers with them. Other companies would like to keep themselves secured in a niche that is secured for a percentage of the market share, and they would like to keep their image point of view. Market share pricing model lead to a faster market penetration if you are entering a new market. The word penetration, it means I'm entering a market and I have I don't have a market share, I want to increase market share, so I'm penetrating the market with my products or services among other competitors, with the support of other suppliers, and with the support of my partners. So here we can lower the price for some time in order to have a very big market share, and we are willing to lower our profit margin for a while because there is a benefit of having lots of customers willing to purchase our goods, and we are dealing with the competitors toughly in this stage. This happens with the Chinese products manufacturers when they are penetrating a new market. They are lowering the prices, and they are trying to take a huge market share from other companies. So this is what we say, this the tough competition. Model number 3, we have the market skimming model. As I said, the skimming issue is like when you are heating a glass of milk and take the heat away from this milk, you will see there's on the surface there will be some butter surface, a tiny surface. If you take it, this is the most valuable issue from the milk itself. So what happens with the companies that produces milk? They are trying to skim the milk, skim the butter from the milk. So this is the most expensive component in the milk, what they are looking for. So here we say that the producers or the suppliers usually would like to think about the customers, and usually the customers, they are trapped. One type of customers who are unworried about the true value of the good or the product or the service. They lack knowledge. They don't know they don't know exactly what does this component worth. They don't have the experience. Sometimes the items they are producing, they are purchasing is sophisticated enough, or they don't have the ability to negotiate the reasonable market price. So usually these suppliers are looking for these unexperienced people, and they are willing to sell them, or try to sell these try to sell these components for people are wishing to purchase these products for high prices. For example, there was a simple news that tells that Mr. so-and-so purchased the iPhone Pro Max 12 for about $10,000. This is what happens because this person would like to be the leader of his place or his nation or in his country that purchases the new Pro Max for 10 times worth money. He's not paying $1,000, he's paying $10,000 or sometimes $50,000 to be the first purchaser before the market. It means the Pro Max 12 will come to the market after 6 months. So he is purchasing the first model now. He's a leader, he's a genius, he's doing something special than the others. These people are not considering that much of knowledge. They are not considering what is the real value of this component. But the companies, sometimes producers, sometimes suppliers, sometimes are looking for these targeted people in order to sell them with very high prices. Model number 4, think about a revenue pricing model. Revenue pricing model, here suppliers often resort to a revenue pricing model, which is to set the price is high enough in order to cover the current operating cost. So what they are expecting to cover, it's the operating cost. This is the most important issue. It's not necessary to make profit now. I'm thinking about covering the operating expenditures. I want to cover all these items. It's a strategy for my workers, for my operation department, in order to make the best utilization of the equipments, try to train the workforce, try to minimize the waste, try to think about making the best benefit of their utilities facilities inside the factory. So they would like to produce goods and services with lower waste. And finally, to have the components are presented to the market with a price that is similarly and a lower cost than the others. Moving to another model, number 5, which is promotional pricing model. The traditional view is that we offer a short-term discount to introduce a new product to the market. Yes, I'm selling this, for example, piece of chocolate. It's not for $1, it's for $2. So I'm making a discount, special discount, because it's for a certain period of time. It's a promotional activity in order to increase my sales or to penetrate the market or to have a market niche or to reach the customers or to have my goods in a certain image, or I have some quantity of products I want to get rid of them. And we have multiple advantages or multiple reasons why we do this promotional activity. Once the customers are aware of its benefit, the mobile price today is raised to a normal level. After the customers know the benefit of these goods, they move up to the normal level. You tried my product, you find it good enough and has a good quality in comparison to the other competitors, so why not to increase the price to the normal one? So the promotional pricing model, setting the prices because of certain reasons. And sometimes we make some modifications with the packaging, with the outlook of the goods and services to tell them there is a special price. You are giving 3 pieces for the price of 2. So you are welcoming customers, you are enabling customers to purchase more pieces and to have other customers to try to put your product. I remember that one of my commodities that I purchased from the supermarket was special chocolate produced by Nestle. The original price was 10 shekels, it means $3, and there is a special price which is for 3 shekels, it's $1. So I tried it because of the cheaper price. Usually this piece of chocolate is very expensive, but they lower the price because they want to let others to try this product with this limited amount of money. So if you tried it, you find it all good, you can purchase it again, so you are entering their market niche. Number 6, we think about another model, which is competition pricing model. Yes, this model focusing on the prices offered by other suppliers, competitors. Yes, we need to think about this certain word. We are not alone in the market. There are others in the market. The market is full of multiple competitors, and they are offering their goods and services. And they have all their own policies, they have point of views, they can modify the prices, they can lower the prices, they can do some promotional activities that can hurt us or can has a adverse reaction on our sales. Think about why we want to work with a close attention to the market, to the competitors, to other competitors, to other suppliers' competitors. Yes, we want to know about their campaigns and their activities and their prices. We are not alone in the market. Move to the cash discount model. It's a simple one. It means suppliers offer incentives. Yes, they're encouraging customers to pay these invoices or the things they purchase promptly and with a certain time period. Yes, you have a discount about 2% if you pay it in 10 days. But if you wait until the end of the period you are giving, which is 30 days, you are not having the discount. So think about the 2% discount, which is a valuable thing for the suppliers that is provided by them, and you can make use of this discount. If you make a simple calculations, the 2% within the 10 days, it means if you have about 10 pieces of discounts, and each piece talks about 2%. So really you have about 20% discount in your cost during the year, which is a valuable amount of money that adds value to your profits. 2% within 10 days, multiply by 10 times, you do the same thing, so you have 20% during the year, which is excellent amount of money savings. Move to another model, which is using the producer price index. Here we talk about producers that deals with, for example, steel, paper, plastic, types of bulk commodities. The most valuable cost component, which is the commodity itself. So there is no way to make modifications in the prices. So what is the decision taker here in this market? We talks about the producer price index, the producer guidelines of prices. So here, think about the movement of prices from week to the week to other weeks. They will see there is simple or little or no modification in prices. Sometimes modifications happens with some certain elements because of the valuable modifications or volatility of prices according to what happens in the wider markets. Oil prices increases or decreases sometimes according to the wars that happens in some certain geographical areas. So these volatility in prices, or cotton volatility on prices, or when we say some certain types of vegetables, volatility of prices could affect the prices of others because the suppliers are faces problems or faces some occasions or situations make the prices goes high enough or lower enough. So you need to convert these prices in a standard format in order to face these risk that could be in the future. A real benefit of price indices is that they allow competitors and comparisons between other commodities. Other commodities, think about the oil producers, think about the component, think about services. We have some kind of increases or decreases in prices according to some certain occasions. What happens here in for example, in Egypt could happen in the Arab country or a Gulf country or in European country because of the oil prices are moving up. So the oil prices are moving up everywhere. This is what we say, it's the index of the product, of the producer. So the service team or the people are tracking and tracing the prices of these commodities all the time would have their previous books with them in order to understand what happens in the past could again reflects in its indicators in the future. So any increase in some certain commodity, for example the oil prices goes up by 15%, could affect the production cost to increase by 15%. This happens not with our factory, but all factories around the world because of the consumer index or the price to supplier index. Here we have some specific questions that guide us and give us indicators of are we affected by the supplier price index or we can live or survive because of these fluctuations in the prices. Do prevailing conditions make a price charge for an item seem fair and reasonable at that time? Have conditions, whatever conditions we can say, change over time? If conditions changes, sometimes these prices are going to change. For example, wars that happens in certain areas could lead oil prices to increase. How does the price change with order quantity or other conditions. Yes, when prices moves up, do you think the order quantities will stay as the same before? No, sometimes the order quantities will go down because of the higher cost or the higher prices. Was the supplier the only available source, or were there competitors? Are these changes in the prices of the supplier index with this supplier, or what happens with this supplier happens with the others? And finally, are the index comparisons driving purchasing strategies? If the prices changes with the suppliers that takes place for several weeks and months, it means we are moving to something very important, which is strategic impact on our operations side. For example, the oil prices in the 70s and the 80s moves up. This means that the valuable items produced using the fuel of this oil, it means the prices are going to be up, and this what happens in the market everywhere. Prices of commodities went up because of the oil prices went up. So this is a strategic impact on all countries and all producers and all. Market-driven pricing model. We have multiple models. We discussed them. And these multiple models are very simple and very easy to understand. And they have a key indicator in each one of them. We can talk here about the volume that reflects the prices. Talk about the market share, reflects the prices. Think about the skimming issue, reflects the prices of our work. Think about the revenue that is remaining after covering the operating costs, reflects the prices. Think about the promotional activity that will take place. Think about the competition price in the market. Think about the cash discount. And finally, we have the price index. These elements, all the time, take them in consideration when you are trying to price your model inside the market. This is a point of view when we say we are thinking about the market. Yes, the market itself. There is another driven one, which is the cost-driven pricing model. We will talk about it later on. Thank you very much for your attention and time, and wish you a good day and goodbye.